Hi, my name's Lindy and welcome to this channel. My website is www.lindycowling.co.uk and my email is info@lindycowling.co.uk. So before I launch in, I hope you are all doing well in these closing days of February 2020. Again, in these extremely fast-moving, intense times that we are now moving through at rapid speed. So the title of the video today is Empire of the Sun. Empire of the Sun. I was going to say in connection. As you know, this title may change between the time I'm putting this out and the time it's uploaded, but it's along the lines of Empire of the Sun. So what am I talking about there? Why am I talking about the Sun? Since we shifted into an aspect of higher consciousness, or the higher consciousness grid, I could call it the new energy grid. All of these things would actually be accurate and apply, I guess. Things may look the same, but they are not the same because we are existing in them in a higher vibrational state, and we are also, let's say, witnessing them in a higher vibrational state. So when I talk about the Sun, I don't talk about the Sun in its form that we have always seen from a linear perspective, the Sun. I'm talking about our connection from the heart, from the metaphysical heart portal, to the higher consciousness of the Sun in the way that we are able to accept and receive it. If you look at my YouTube channel, repeatedly, over and over again, especially in the last so many years, I have image after image of the Sun and shafts of light, and light on water, and light through trees, and even the activation album I brought out with my son was called Solar, as in solar transmissions. So the Sun is a pivotal part and wholly connected to the integration of our union or unified consciousness in this ascension process. Ascension being the raising of one's consciousness from one's programmed linear brain, responding to one's reality, reacting to one's reality, reactionary grid, to the interplay of us as life and consciousness, participating in a creationary grid, creating our reality, coming from octaves higher in the vibration of our hearts, in our heart portal. So the switch over process that we call ascension, that we call coming into a 0 point field of energy, that we call coming into a unified state of energy, all of those things that are taking place in people, the Sun, not just the light, the Sun and the Christed consciousness, the pure consciousness, that wave band connected to the Sun is pivotal. So you literally can, if you so wish, in your routines, in your meditations, or in your tuning in, or in your prayers every day, you could, if you so wished, actually connect to the Sun from your heart, not from your mind, not from your head, but from your heart. So when you connect an octave higher from your heart, you are not only getting used to using your quantum heart, your ascended heart, or your heart on the way to ascension, your highest form of consciousness that's you, all you. So you're not only accessing that and getting used to accessing that, but you're also, and so you're expanding it, but you're also getting used to exercising your spiritual muscles in terms of creation, but you are linking to the higher multi-dimensional aspects that are you when you're coming from the heart. If you try to link to the sun from your head, you're linking to the old perception of the linear sun. So that you won't be linking to the same thing or the same energy. If you're linking from your heart, so everything from the heart has to be felt, not just thought. It has to be felt. It has to be felt. So it's a joyful feeling. It's a excited, kind of childlike joyful feeling. It's a blissful feeling coming from there when you connect to the sun. So if you're in a country at the moment and the sun, you haven't seen the sun for weeks or months. I mean, we haven't seen it very much over here in the UK. But if you're in a country where you haven't seen that much at all lately, you can actually connect in this way by looking, for example, at pictures of the sun and connecting from the heart, or images of the sun and connecting from the heart, or films of the sun and connecting from the heart. It doesn't have to be the real physical sun out there shining in the sky that day. And what you do, again, you connect in from the heart, always coming from the wave band of that purity of the heart, that pure consciousness, but also coming from the wave band of what I call it Christed consciousness. So I connect in to Christed consciousness, pure consciousness of the sun. Now, I say connect in, I haven't always connected in that way. I have connected in with Christ consciousness for a long time, but not connected to Christ consciousness and integrated the sun as well. That's been quite a new thing, and it is very beautiful and it is very powerful, and I can feel and sense the difference. It's as if I'm accessing more of me and more of my consciousness and more of what is available under that spectrum. So it's like opening up more of my consciousness, connecting to more of my consciousness, connecting to more of all that is. So it is very beautiful and very different, and really it is a simple thing to do if you choose to do it. You're connecting to the sun, you're connecting to the pure life force, the pure light, not the programmed light. There are programs, there's programmed light, there are light programs. I brought videos out busting that wide open a long time ago, many years ago. So there are light programs that are nothing to do with connecting the way I'm saying. To connect to this, you connect through, you put that intent there to connect through Christed consciousness, pure consciousness, from the heart to the, let's say, elevated consciousness of the sun. You won't even really have to put that in that word, because you'll be connected into its higher form anyway if you're coming from the sun. We could call it Avatar Sun, we could call it the Empire of the Sun, we could call it all of these things. But it really accesses more of your cellular structure in your DNA and more of your consciousness. It is a unified union state of consciousness, if you like. Of course, you will only be able to connect in this way if you wish to, or if there is enough of your own stuff out of the way for you to connect in this way. And it is important for me to say that by connecting in this way, you might find it brings up a lot of your junk, a lot of your stuff that has been repressed, a lot of your stuff that needs clearing, because to come into a state of unity or union, inner union, through that Christed wave band, anything that is unconscious is going to come up to be made conscious. Anything that is repressed is going to come up, because to hold that within yourself, that pure state of consciousness, means really anything that is not of that is going to show up. They say, you know, which is so true, the greater the light, the greater the shadow. The greater the shadow within you, the greater the stuff comes up within you. But also, it's true to say the greater the light, the greater you see the shadow in humanity, the greater you are kind of are aware of that, and your perception changes and you see that. So this is a simple thing that you could, if you chose, build into your routine every day for a couple of minutes. It doesn't have to be for long, sort of 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes. You could build it into your meditation every day, just to incorporate linking with your heart to the pure consciousness of the sun. So it's not really just about the heat, it's not really just about the light of the sun, of course that all comes with it. It's about pure love, pure compassion, pure consciousness, pure energy. It's all of these things. It's coming from there. It's linking from that angle. And it does help facilitate the embodiment in the body, meant the physical body, the embodiment of one's own consciousness in a more integrated whole form. So it informs the DNA, it informs your cells, your fluids, your muscles, your bones, your organs. It informs your avatar consciousness, it informs your etheric body, mental body, emotional body, spiritual body, soul body, Merkaba, blah de blah de blah. It forms the whole lot, and it's really taking you into that realm of pure unification whilst inside the human vehicle. It's helping take you into that inner state of union. It's helping you get used to expanding your heart, metaphysical heart, using your expanded heart ultimately to participate in the creation of your reality, rather than the reaction and survival response to what's happening in a reality that many aspects of which you hadn't consciously planned, but that you are, you know, reacting to. On that note, I'm going to love you and leave you, short but sweet. So try that out. If you feel drawn to try that out, try it out. If you don't feel drawn to try it out, don't worry. It's obviously not the right time for you to do that. And there's obviously, you know, other stuff that's take priority, or maybe it's a little bit too bright and too full on for you to do at the moment. You could come back to it another time, but if you are drawn to, it's something you can link with that particular way. It has to be felt, not thought, just thought, but felt too from the heart. Linking into the sun, you can draw it into the body, or you can just link. You'll be able to know and sense the difference it makes. You'll be able to really know and sense it pretty much immediately. And like I say, it may bring huge relief to you, but it also might bring a lot of stuff up. If you've got a lot of stuff to bring up, it may well bring it up. Like I say, the brighter and more radiant the light, the deeper the shadow, you know, it does that, kind of draws it out. So be prepared for that. That's why it has to be the right time, right place for you. On that note, I love you and leave you. As always, take care of yourselves. Don't forget to breathe. Take time to breathe. It's all moving so fast and so dramatically and so intensely. Loads of love to you. See you again soon. Bye.